Time expressions in Korean. 아서, 어서, 고, and more. 나는 아침에 일어나서 학교에 갔어.
나는 아침에 일어나서 학교에 갔어. I woke up in the morning and then went to school.
나는 아침을 먹고 학교에 갔어.
나는 아침을 먹고 학교에 갔어. I had breakfast and went to school.
Corrective endings that express a sequence in terms of time between two clauses include 아서, 어서, and go. These endings are used when the action in the first clause happens before the action in the second clause. If the first action is essential for the second action, 아서, 어서 is used, while go is used when the first action is not absolutely necessary for the second action.
In the context of going to school, eating breakfast is not absolutely essential, whereas waking up in the morning is. Therefore, 일어나서, waking up, uses 아서 because it's a required action, and 먹고, eating, uses 고 because it's an additional action before going to school.
나는 아침에 일어나서 학교에 갔어.
I woke up in the morning and then went to school.
나는 아침을 먹고 학교에 갔어.
I had breakfast and went to school.
The sentence 나는 아침을 먹고 학교에 갔어 can be rephrased using 기 전에 before doing and 은 후에 after doing without much difference in meaning. 나는 학교에 가기 전에 아침을 먹었어.
나는 학교에 가기 전에 아침을 먹었어. I had breakfast before going to school.
나는 아침을 먹은 후에 학교에 갔어.
나는 아침을 먹은 후에 학교에 갔어. I went to school after having breakfast.
Please refer to the detailed explanation of the time expressions 기 전에 and 은 후에 in the linked clips above. Additionally, 고 나서 can be used instead of 고 to emphasize that one action is fully completed before moving on to the next. For example, 나는 아침을 먹고 학교에 갔어.
I had breakfast and went to school.
나는 아침을 먹고 나서 학교에 갔어.
After finishing breakfast, I went to school.
고 나서 expresses the finishing of one behavior, followed by the beginning of subsequent behavior. Corresponds upon finishing in English. If you are in a hurry to go to school, it can be replaced using 자마자, meaning as soon as or right after in English. 나는 아침을 먹자마자 학교에 갔어.
I went to school right after eating breakfast.
In another scenario, where you don't have enough time to sit down and eat, you can describe multitasking. 나는 우유를 마시면서 학교에 갔어.
I went to school while drinking milk.
나는 빵을 먹으면서 학교에 갔어.
I went to school while eating bread.
Here, 으면서 indicates that the actions in the first and the second verbs are happening at the same time. Let's summarize them. 나는 아침에 일어나서 학교에 갔어.
I woke up in the morning and then went to school.
나는 아침을 먹고 학교에 갔어.
I had breakfast and went to school.
나는 학교에 가기 전에 아침을 먹었어.
I had breakfast before going to school.
나는 아침을 먹은 후에 학교에 갔어.
I went to school after having breakfast.
나는 아침을 먹고 나서 학교에 갔어.
After finishing breakfast, I went to school.
나는 아침을 먹자마자 학교에 갔어.
I went to school right after eating breakfast.
나는 우유를 마시면서 학교에 갔어.
I went to school while drinking milk.
나는 빵을 먹으면서 학교에 갔어.
I went to school while eating bread.
네, 다음 수업 시간에 다시 만나요.